Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Chair Yoga. Let's begin our transition time by sitting tall in the chair. Come forward to the front part of your chair and get your block handy so you can put it between your legs, either your thighs and knees, that area, or if you're have been kind of interested in putting that between your shins, which we use in a standing poses quite a bit, you might try that. But in any event, let's get that block in place so that you can feel your legs kind of connecting to that and energizing your legs and aligning yourself what really is the core strength, the source of core strength, those inner thigh muscles. So feet to the floor, really feel that connection. Give them a little push down so you can feel like you're making an imprint. You can feel your toes. You can feel the whole surface of your feet. So we get really embodied as we start, don't we? We want to get into the experience of what is our body doing and feeling like, and how are you holding yourself, so that we can kind of clean the slate on the chattering mind and let it focus on just the very specific techniques that we're going to assign it to do, so that we can be more into the experience of our felt sense, our inner view, and less so about what we think about things and what externally grabs our attention. So close your eyes as soon as you're comfortable doing that. Sit up real tall. Think about lifting your whole chest cavity up. I want you to really focus on good posture today. Hold yourself upright, more so than you think. I've been observing that in my live classes where I'll say that, sit up tall, lift your chest up. And there's a number of people, a good fair number of people that don't make a single change. They don't adjust whatsoever with that cue. So they think they're already upright. And I think, oh boy, you got a long way to go, really. I mean, you could be so much, feel so much stronger and more spacious if you gave it a try. So I'm just encouraging you to, when I offer those kind of cues that you think, I think that's for me, maybe that was for me, and see how that feels in your body. We're going to start with our breath awareness that is cued by belly rise as you inhale and belly falls as you exhale. That's going to be, it's a simple cue. Inhale, you feel yourself lifting and rising, and your belly is expanding, and exhale, belly falls. So you're going to be using your diaphragm, and it's just simple. It simplifies things that you don't have to overthink it in terms of, am I using my diaphragm? Oh, that kind of breath that, like, maybe it's too hard. It's not too hard. It's full. And just think about it in terms of inhale, belly rise, exhale, belly falls. And I think it's important, and I like to use it every once in a while. The belly rise part, we use that on various breath practices. But belly fall, when you're exhaling, pull the belly in so that you feel the movement of your belly wall while you're breathing. Like that, yeah. So just lift yourself up. Remember, good posture, lift your chest up, and then breathe in and feel your belly rise or expand, and exhale, belly falls or contracts. Soften your mouth. Soften where you can, so you can use your energy, where we're trying to direct it into this breath practice, into holding yourself very upright. Now, I'm going to slip something in here. You can still do it, keep going, but I want to slip this additional cue. Press the sit bones into the seat of the chair. The bony prominence you feel in your pelvis as you're sitting, push that down into the chair. And I hope that you're feeling from that a stabilization in your low back. Know that that's a good tool. Ground through your pelvis, especially when we're doing our seated postures. Make sure you feel really connected and grounded in your seat through the pressing down of the sit bones. That's that right to left balance reference. And then you can just rely on that. You'll think, oh, okay, I'm there, and it doesn't take all that much effort or overthinking to keep you there, because it feels pretty natural. It could feel pretty natural to you. And if not natural, good. It feels good, like, oh, I didn't even know that would make a difference. So stay with it. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, belly falls. We're just working out all of the clutter. We're trying to get ourselves into this transitional mode, taking some stronger breaths when you need it, softening the face, relaxing your mouth and jaw. And let's turn palms up if you haven't done it yet. Let's turn palms up on the lap and use this time now as your breath just settles in to its rhythm. And your focus now is on your intention setting. What do you need from yoga today? What are you inviting in? Remember, we've got some, tried and true identified benefits of yoga, and I'm going to read them off for you. Deepak Chopra offered us these: vibrant and healthy body, alert and focused mind, loving and compassionate heart, and lightness of being. Then there's the, mind, strength, flexibility, balance summary. You can expect that: strength, flexibility, and balance. And then finally, from the book, The Morning Cup of Yoga, she says, bring your mind and body together. That's one of the benefits of yoga. It improves your posture. That's what we're going to work on today. And then unblocking energy's flow, so that if there's anything that's in the way, you can maybe offer a gentle release for that. You remember me saying yoga is a practice of subtraction. So we're not actually trying to add on, we're trying to subtract out what is in our way, because what these kinds of things about energy's flow and about vibrant and healthy body and a compassionate heart, at least in the yoga tradition, the teachings of the yoga tradition, and I think other spiritual traditions would say that's your natural state. That's your true sense of, your natural state of being. So we're just trying to subtract out, eliminate anything that is getting in the way of that. And sometimes, believe it or not, it's a physical thing that, you're having a challenge in terms of your state of mind being, depressed or confused or sad, or, just kind of down. And it seems a little chronic. It doesn't seem seasonal. It seems like, God, I just seem to have been settled into this for a while. To get into the body, do an embodied practice, to let go of some of the denseness in the body can change that. Absolutely, it can change that. So the body and the mind are connected in all ways. So a couple more bigger breaths now. Big breath in and out. Let's use our sigh now. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out your mouth with a big sigh. And I'll join you on the chair and we'll get started with some movement. Inhale up. Just let's raise the arms up with no bend in the elbow, and the arms are close to the head. Now, what I want you to do this time is, it's hard for you to see, but I'm going to lift my toes up. I want you to, when your arms come up, you let your toes lift up as well. Heels stay down, but see if you can lift your toes up. Lift the toes up, and when you bring them down, let the toes come back to the ground. So inhale up, so arms, we've got this one. We've done it 1,000 times. And come down, but let's move the toes with it. Lift them up. They might just spread automatically. So you start to feel this as more of a full body experience, don't you? Because when you lift your toes up, you can feel it in your legs, your shins. Just start to notice when you lift your toes up, where is that felt? Full breath in, full breath comes out. Same deal. We're going to change one thing. Inhale up, toes lift too. Exhale, toes come down, but the arms are coming into that W shape to invite a heart opener. Inhale up, toes pop up. Exhale down. So we're just going to intervene, put that in there every once in a while, where we include the heart opening position. So just to remind you, the toes pop up while your arms are up. And if you're not finding the balance of that, not finding the rhythm of that, and it's kind of been, then, just do it when you can. And I try to offer a little change in the sequencing because it just keeps our mind sharp. So we're staying really alert to what's going on. Last time, up, toes pop up. Let's bring the feet down, toes come down. Let's palms together up and overhead. So feet are flat to the floor. Let's take our big inhale here. Look up if you can. Exhale, bow at your heart. Inhale all the way up. Exhale back into the T now. Open up your arms into a T. Spread your hands really stretched. Fingers are spread apart. Palms are stretched. Thumb pointing behind you. Pull the belly in. Squeeze that block. Press your feet to the floor and settle into the fullness of your breath. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, belly falls. It might feel different from when we started it because I think even just having your arms extended like this changes the shape of your body enough that that breath is going to feel quite different. But stick with that. Inhale, belly rise, do your best. Exhale, belly falls. You kind of feel the belly drawing in. Keep spreading your hands apart, stretching. It's like you're trying to get your arms to be a little bit longer. And stay with that mantra. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, belly falls. That'll just keep you on task. It gives your mind something to focus on. Excellent. Let's flip our hands so the palms are facing forward and create a diagonal line. And you got to look and check that that's true. Your arms need to be in a single plane. Stretch your hands open like a starfish. You're stretching your hands open. And let's take a look. Change your drishti to the hand that's reaching down. And see if you can kind of move around so you can stretch your neck a little bit here. Turning your chin, turning your head, stretching. So it's not static. You're feeling some movement here. You're inviting some movement here. And you've got a great stable base to support that. Deepen the breath. Maybe you kind of like that. Inhale, belly rise, and you can feel that rhythm in your body. Stay with it if that's true. When you come back to neutral, I want to remind you of that pushing the sit bones into the chair. Can you feel that again? Just make sure you feel really grounded in your seat. Let's just switch. So our diagonal line is the other way. Make sure that's true and that your arms are in a single plane. And once again, our drishti is to the hand that's reaching down. Sit bones, grounding. Belly rise as you inhale, belly fall, you pull the belly in to kind of release all of the breath. And there's some movement of the head so you can stretch your neck. Excellent. Let's bring our head back to neutral. Arms are going to come up. Palms will be together. Inhale with me. Look up. Exhale, bow at your heart. Inhale up. And exhale, take a sweeping action all the way down and arms are landing at the side of the chair. Let's move into our cow and cat. So you're going to keep your arms drawing back. Chest comes forward. Head is real neutral. Just for a moment here, breathing both in and out so you can feel that really. I'm feeling a lot of movement in my shoulder blades. I'm grateful for that. So trying to get your shoulder blades to squeeze in toward the center. Make sure your neck, anytime you're just feeling this inclination to move around, then follow that. Remember, that's that inner guide, that Guru Dev, the inner teacher. So you just follow the lead of your body. Let's grab hold of our kneecaps. Keep your arms real straight. Now pull the belly back and in, and so you're pulling into a rounded or dome shape cat pose. Let's do a few of those as we connect with our breath. Inhale and exhale. We've been using the belly as a reference to our breath. This one will really then should be easy peasy because we definitely want to do that here. Inhale and exhale. Pull it in, pull in. So you really feel the belly pulling in. Last time, go through both of the poses. And let's come upright. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Keep your arms real close to your side body. I'm just going to kind of leave my hands on my lap a little bit here. And I was just noticing myself as I'm watching that my head likes to kind of move and groove with that. So if you're feeling that too, like when you do the shoulder rolls, your head just naturally starts to say, okay, good, I need some of this. So my head wants to move so my neck really gets some of this. Now do one shoulder at a time. So we're sticking with the same direction. We haven't changed the direction of the shoulder roll, but we're going to try to do one shoulder at a time. Now, next time you're rolling back on the right side, roll it back and slip your hand behind you and keep working that right side, even though it's behind you now. And that's going to start introducing us to a very simple twisting action. So ground through your sit bones. You can probably stop the shoulder roll now and set yourself up, holding onto the chair or your body parts. Balance right to left. Go right to that. Go right to that cue. Balance in your pelvis because that's going to keep you vertical in your spine. So you're not leaning. We've really pulled that shoulder back and put it in a good position to invite more of a rotation in the upper body. Keep your head neutral. Your jawline is parallel to the floor. Catch up with your breath now. Make sure it's a full breath coming in and a full breath going out. Now, what I've got in my chair, what I can do because of the shape of my chair, it's really very boxy. I'm pressing into the chair with my hand behind me, and it's amazing how much that sets the shoulder into a really good place. So if you have that capacity to press your hand down into the chair seat, just experiment with it. See how it feels for you. I think it's very stabilizing in my body anyway. Let's unwind the head first, and then the shoulders and the arms. And we're going to go back to both shoulders rolling back. So we're still using the same shoulder roll. And then one shoulder at a time. Other side now. So as we start just this one shoulder, it starts to invite us to turn, revolve the other way now. Roll it, and then place it. And then set yourself up. Balance in your pelvis right to left. Feel the sit bones grounding, stabilizing. Stabilize your belly wall. That is almost, I can't hardly think of a pose that doesn't help. So try to stabilize your belly wall by pulling it in. You just feel that it's on and it's active. And press that back hand down into the chair seat if you have that capability there. Try it, see how it feels in your body. I'm really liking that today. Let's deepen the breath. Exhale it all the way out every time. We're going to turn our head out of it, and then our shoulders and our arms. And now let's come up. Palms can come together. Big inhale, exhale, bow. Up and all the way around. This is big. So I want you to do a few of those back strokes. Inhaling up, exhaling big, round, and keep going. Good. Let's take that block and put it under the chair for now and take a wider angle. Heels are in, toes are up. You can start by circling around, making sure you feel your pelvis on the chair seat. So if you got out of place or something, this is a good place, a good time to maybe resituate. So you really feel grounded in the pelvis. See if you can just really make sure the chest bone is what seems to be directing this movement, that your chest bone has the wheel, so to speak, and you're letting it just direct your circular movement. Let's change the direction of that. If you haven't already, let's do it. And when we come back to neutral, I just want you to get back into the feet. Just lift up your heels and then your toes. So lift up the heels and then the toes. This is not much, but you can feel it. And if your feet are too far away from the chair, you'll feel that like this is awkward. Just bring them in. I'll bet that's the solution, is bring your feet closer to the chair. You really want your knees over your ankle. And whenever we open up into this wide angle, that's usually the intention, is to have your knees lined up over your ankles and heels. Good. Let's take a forward fold now. So I want you to just hang like a rag doll, down, down, down in between your legs. You know, one we haven't done in a while, and I wanted to remind us all of that. Sometimes we bring our legs a little closer together and stretch way out so that armpits lay onto the kneecaps. If that's one you enjoy doing, introduce that to the body now. So either opening up your legs wide and you fold in between those legs, or you bring them a little closer together and you try to extend way past so that your armpits are able to lay right into your kneecaps. Surrender the weight of your head and deepen the breath. Now, all we can feel about this breath is the belly. So take advantage of that. Breathe big belly breathing. Push it out, push the belly out, expand it, and then pull it back in. Belly rise and fall. You're really intentional about that. This is so good for the organs of digestion. One more full breath. And then one hand at a time is going to pop onto your thighs. You're going to rise up, squeezing your elbows in towards your waistline. So your body is in a diagonal line. I'm just going to give that as a visual. So you can feel how you're holding your head up. So the back of the head is in line with the spine. You can feel that nice diagonal line. This is where we're going to work the perineum. Press your hands into your legs and then start working that lift action, lift and hold. Exhale, you release. But keep yourself, it's more work. You're asking more of your body the deeper you are into this kind of fold. So you can be about halfway up. That works very well, but it's not as effective when you're all the way up. So find a place somewhere in the middle where you're lifting up, trying to pull that pelvic floor up off the chair, and you hold it as long as you can. Exhale, release. You really feel it in your inseams. The inseams of your pants is a kind of a guide into the body about what we're trying to engage, and that's those inner thigh muscles that they can squeeze in and up in toward the pelvic floor. Keep going. Squeeze and hold. Try to do this with a soft, relaxed face, so you're not tense all over, that we're really saving our energy for the movement of the pelvic floor. Good. All right, let's get our hands now from the thighs. Instead, reach them out, thumbs up. I've got mitten hands on. Reach forward, reach forward. Now push your feet into the floor. Push your feet into the floor to help you come all the way up. Palms come together. Exhale as we bow to our heart. Inhale up and exhale all the way around. Let's get our hands to our shoulders now and do some circles with that. Go way in. So the circle is coming from out, that extended way away from your sides to the center. And then start at the center and change your direction now. So you start at the center and go up, back, and down. Try not to duck your head. I can almost feel myself doing that. So keep your head as steady as you can. So the arms and shoulders are doing the movement. Your head is just kind of waiting it out, so you're not ducking. One more time. All the way around. Let's hold it in this wide kind of wing-like position and dip down to the sides. Maybe you land on your knee or the thigh, but if you could go even lower than that, do that. So you're folding as deeply down as you can and turn your head. So it's a real twisting action. You're bringing your body into a side twist. Can you feel that? You have to really dip down and bring it up. So you're going to really employ those oblique muscles. It's the bouncing up and, come down and have to pull yourself back up. That action is what's toning those obliques and strengthening them. Let's crisscross now. So we're just going to add that crossover through the middle space. Start to notice where your breath is. You get a lot of movement in your arms. So you're really kind of, orchestrating that movement in the arms. Last one on each knee. And when we come out of that, reach up, lift your toes up, and bring them on down and let your feet come back to the floor. I'm keeping it at a little wider angle. If that's not comfortable for you, you can change your legs. Inhale up, toes pop up too. Stretch and spread them out, and then release it down. This is kind of fun in terms of the mind over matter, isn't it? It's like you add one thing, like lift your toes up when your arms come up, and it's like your mouth has to open, or you got to do something really funky to get that all in balance. Good. Let's bring the legs in so they are within the frame of the chair, within the frame of the hips would be even better. Let's get to work on the joints. So let's just scoop up our left leg and start by moving our foot around so we can loosen up the ankle joint and lots of joints of the feet. Now, there's a tendency, I felt myself just doing it, to tilt way back. You can do that to some degree, but it would be better and stronger for your core strength to keep yourself more upright, to ground in through the sit bones. Now let's move into the knee. So that means the shin bone is going to circle around. I like kind of 5 circles one way, 5 another way, but just as long as you mix it up. And when we do the hip opener, let's come into our figure 4. So let's hike that leg way in, hug your knee in towards your chest, flex the foot, pull it in, and then let's lay it down into the figure 4. Start with massaging. Flex that foot, toes flex back. Now, can you feel can you feel your sit bones? Are they balanced? Can you find the grounding that we were trying to find? Push your sit bones down. That and that alone feels like it's stretching the hips, doesn't it? Just trying to ground through the pelvic floor like that. I'm holding on to the shin, keeping my elbows in, and chest bone again is driving. Chest bone pulls me forward and back in a pulsation. Now stay with the sensation you're experiencing. That's our assignment here with yoga, is feel it, to actually feel it while you're doing it. You feel the experience of it. That connection, mind, body, making that connection of the felt experience, that's a healing environment. That's where things happen. That's where we can let go of that which no longer serves us in any way, because we're brave enough to bring ourselves into the full awareness of what we're experiencing. Good. Let's keep our leg in that figure 4 and bring your hands back to that wing position. And I just want you to dip down into a little crunching action. And again, I'm trying to be a little more creative about how I'm using my arms to really pull that back arm up and dip down with the front. Let's hold it. Elbow is connecting, and we're going to hold that. Keep lifting that back elbow up. Turn your head a bit. Find your breath. Feel your way into your body. One more time now. Breathe. And let's release. Without using your hands to bring that foot down, let's bring it down. All right, side two. We start with the ankle. Got to move, lots of movement. The foot the side we just worked on is your source of grounding. So make sure that's positioned properly. Push your foot to the floor over there. And then we'll go into the knee. So that means our shin is circling our lower leg. You want to go both directions. So figure out how to make sure you've covered both directions. And then we're going to hug that knee into the chest, bring it way in, and lay it down into this figure four. Now balance in your pelvis. This side is an easier access for me. I can feel that right away. So feeling the balance of your pelvis. Massage it, flex this foot. Your body is telling you what to do. So I'm just going to trust that you're following the lead. Grabbing hold of your shins, elbows in towards your waist. Chest bone driving this bus one more time. Soften your mouth. And explore ways that you can feel this more, seems more significant in your body. The way you're moving feels like, oh, there. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Pay attention. And even in this, it's helpful if we can at least identify where we're breathing, how we're breathing. Maybe we don't know where our inhale is supposed to be, but we're just really noticing that the breath is serving us as always. Good. Let's find those wings again. And we're just going to, again, try to find some creative movement. And it's a crunching action. It's a twisting / crunching action. So both arms you kind of get creative with. Your both arms are kind of find something a little bit different, a little more challenging. Turning your head as well. Now hold it when your elbow is down, hold it, pull that back arm up as much as you can. Notice how you're holding your head so your neck has your awareness. Let's breathe. And when we come out of that, let's release the arms. We're not going to use our arms to get both feet to the floor. Good. Straight arms, straight legs is following. So keep yourself within the frame of your chair. Inhale up and exhale, kick a straight leg out in front of you. Once you find your rhythm, inhale, exhale, that's a good rhythm. But I want some of you who I know could do the challenge of a quicker pace and let your breath just keep up with you. That you're kind of not trying to sort out where is my inhale and where's my exhale. Instead, what you're doing is picking up the pace and giving yourself a little cardio workout. Arms stay close to the ears. If the pace that's associated with your breath works better for you, that's what you'll stay true to. Stay with it. Let's meet with arms up. Lift your toes up. Exhale down, drop your toes to the floor. Inhale up, lift those toes, maybe spread them, and down. Last time, toes drop. Inhale up. Let's drop the toes here. Palms come together, look up. Exhale as you bow to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's find our armpits coming, trying to find our kneecaps as we fold, fold, fold. Look down and under the chair. Big belly, breath, eyes wide open. Just another breath or two. One hand at a time comes to your thighs. Squeeze your elbows in towards your waist. Come up halfway, find that half lift. Legs are pretty much hips distance apart. There's not a wide angle. So kind of make that adjustment if you found yourself with wide open space there. Let's get them a little closer, more like hips distance apart. And our back body's in that diagonal line. Reach those mid hands out. Reach, 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 and come back up. Let's find a little pulsation of reaching and pulling back. Keep your feet really pushing into the floor. So you're feeling a lot of help from your strength of your legs. Reach forward. When you come back, lift them on up. Lift your toes up off the floor. Keep holding it, just breathing in and out. Toes are up, arms are up. Breathe through your whole body. Exhale, arms come down, toes come down. Let's get ourselves up and out of the chair. So either lift your feet up and let your bottom come up too, or you just make your own little pattern of bringing yourself to an upright position. We're going to need our block when we come to standing. I could do this all day. Okay, getting the block. That block is going to go between your lower legs. Straighten out your feet. Squeeze that block enough so it's not going to go anywhere, and then you can feel that in your legs. Now drop your tailbone. Let's work on stabilizing the low back. Let's work on posture in general. So we pull the belly in and we let the tailbone drop like it's rooting. So what I don't want us to do is overarch that back. So get your pelvis to be just balanced. So the tailbone has to drop. Pull the belly in. Now, the lift and lengthen, the expansion of this is by the rib cage. You know, I'm going to say 9 times out of 10 when we're not in good posture, it's because we folded our rib cage up. So lift it up. Stabilize your low back by dropping that tailbone. There's firmness in the belly, not overdone, but it's there. And then lift yourself up, palms face forward. Let's deepen the breath. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. Stay with it till you really feel your breath smoothing itself out. And you can feel it as a full body experience. We do that pretty regularly where we want to get outside of the box of feeling our breath as strictly, you know, the action of the respiratory system, but that we want to get a little more creative, a little more energetic about our understanding and our felt experience, and that it's a full body thing. So we've got a lot of different ways we've done that. I'll just again offer up the idea of inhale through the front side of the body all the way up till it reaches the crown of your head. Use your imagination and your intention now. Exhale goes down and descends down the back side of your body. And just for some heightened awareness, really pay attention to following that exhale down the back side of your body. Like you're trying to be more conscious of loving and experiencing your whole body, everything about you. So the back side of your body hardly gets any part of your awareness. You never look at it. So we're going to feel it. You know, we let go of what keeps us stuck. That's the whole idea of yoga, is a practice of subtraction, letting go of what keeps us stuck. But that is done with compassion. It's really a softening of the grip that we sometimes hold. One more full breath. Let's pop the eyes open. Inhale again, palms will come up. Exhale, we're bowing. Inhale up, we're gonna hold it. Can you lift your toes up here? Lift your toes. And exhale down, drop those toes. Inhale up, lift the toes. Down, down goes the toes. Last time. Inhale up, toes are lifting. Exhale down. Great. All right, let's move the block out of the way now and let's come to the use of the chair with our foot up onto the chair. I like to have my foot near the backrest. If you find it easier the other way that you like to have, so just get a foot up on the chair in the way that gives you the security, that you're able to hold on to the chair the way you want. Now, ways that you can modify this. When you're closer to the chair, that's probably going to be more stabilizing. So if you're feeling like I need all the help I can get, then I'm going to say keep yourself pretty close to the chair. If you're looking for more challenge, that means you want a wider stance. You want to take that foot up onto the chair, but your standing leg is further back. So you decide how you're going to move around and how much of the chair you're going to use for support. Now, disregard the screen. You don't need the screen at all. So start moving, flexing, bending into the knee, straightening it out. Remember, we were using the toes. So I say lift your feet up. I mean, keep your heel down, but lift your toes up, maybe spread them. Let's include that as part of our movement. Use the chair as much or as little as you want, and get creative so it doesn't feel quite so linear. It feels a little more free-flowing, a little more circular, and include rolling onto the pinky edge of your foot. So the big toe and the big toe ball mond peels up off of the chair seat. Now let's straighten out those feet. So both feet are straight. All 10 toes are pointing in the same direction, and you feel squared away. Now use good posture now. Lift yourself up, lift that chest up, drop through the tailbone. And you can keep holding the chair and just do something creative with your free arm, or you could try to wean yourself away of the chair and start to steady yourself with hands on the thigh. And then eventually see if you can bring your hands up into a mittened hand. And I call this is like a lunge experience, lunging. Palms face each other, gives you an opportunity to expand through the chest and to lengthen through the spine. Find a focal point with your eyes. And then start to bring yourself out of that. Just get your hands back where you need to so you can resituate. See if you can just stay right here. You don't have a lot of movement. Let's try our downward dog. We're close here. Get your hands on the chair seat and start stepping back into your down dog. Straighten out your feet. Try to straighten out those legs. Work on it. Stretching through the part that usually is a block, it's usually like, yeah, that's always so tight. Just see if you can kind of invite a little more stretch into that. So it feels like arms are straight, but legs are straight too. To you, it feels like that. Let's deepen that breath. Let's start walking toward the chair. Bend your knees, come back up, and then we're going to situate for side two. So I have already taken the liberty of moving to the other side. So we're going to get the other leg up on the chair. Foot on the chair. So you decide, maybe it's different on this side. Maybe that wide step you took before doesn't feel quite as safe over here. Or maybe you're kind of feeling a little more confident and you do want to take a wider step. So you make that adjustment. Just keep a foot up on the floor. For a lot of us, that putting that foot up on the chair is a stretch, right, in and of itself. Just getting our foot up on the chair is like victory. That is not nothing. So you know the drill. We're going to try to lift the toes up, include that while we're moving around. Occasionally we lift those toes up, spread them around. Maybe we peel off so our pinky edge of the foot is our source of grounding, and the big toe came up off the chair seat. Get creative, move around, feel the stretch, feel the opening of the hip. All right, let's set up our lunge. So as we start to come up, both feet are flat, toes are not up. We got both feet flat, and all 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. So you can always use the chair to hold you, and then your free arm could express something different. Or you can steady yourself on that thigh that's right there at the ready to hold on to here. And then bring those mitten hands up, palms face each other. Stabilize your low back. Remember how to do that. You pull the belly in a bit, you drop the tailbone. Deepen the breath now. You want a full experience of your breath. Your rib cage is expanding. Strong legs. Feel how strong you are. Beautiful. Let's get our arms back down. Hold on to the chair, and we'll get our foot back to the floor. Let's do our downward facing dog. So hands are going to come to the chair seat, and start walking back. Arms stay close to the ears. Same distance you have between your hands. That's what you should have between your feet. It's a good way to kind of set it up. If you're looking for something a little different, try lifting your palms off the chair. And so it's just your finger pads pressing down, just the fingers, but the palms are not pressing. You lift that up and watch out what that does to your shoulders and how your arms feel quite different with that. Simply lifting your palms up off the chair and finger pads only is making contact. So now the invitation is to deepen into your armpit chest, like you're trying to make a deeper pit, which means you're adjusting how your arm bone is situated in your shoulder socket. Deepen the breath. Let's start walking toward the chair. Bend the knees quite a bit, round your back, maybe one vertebrae at a time brings you to standing. Let's find a mountain pose. You could grab your block if it's handy and you kind of like that as a guide. Otherwise, let's lift the toes up and place them down. Pull the belly in, drop that tail, and arms are alongside the body, palms face forward. Now I'm situated near the chair that it can be of service to me to do my balancing pose. If you need to adjust so that you have the use of that chair, let's keep our leg that's closest to the chair as a source of grounding. We're going to put all our body weight into that one and take a high knee up, flex that foot, spread those toes, ground through the tailbone and bring palms together at the heart. It's just a one-legged balance. One leg is in a right angle in its bent knee position, and your strong standing legs holding you up. Breathe in, breathe out. And let's try side two. Try keeping your hands together the whole time. Now, again, if you need to be on the other side of the chair, if you want to make an adjustment, you certainly do it. But just for a challenge, see if you can do it. Set yourself up with hands still maintained at the prayer position at the heart. Use good posture. Stabilize your low back. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's bring that foot to the floor. Keep your hands in the prayer position. Inhale with me up, look up. Exhale, bow. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep all the way around and interlace your hands behind your back. Your fingers are weaving together. Pull back. Let's open the pec muscles here. If you can squeeze your palms together back there, that'll intensify that. But interlace fingers works good too. Let's get a soft bend in the knee or quite a bend in the knee. So as we pull those arms back and away from the back body, this is just an option for some of you that we take a fold here. We bend down, keep our eyes open and let the knuckles now reach up towards the ceiling. Now gravity is having its way with the shoulders, right? Breathe in, breathe out. Keep your hands interlaced. And this is one I think I stumbled onto that idea of intention on this one better than anything. You make up your mind to keep your fingers interlaced and they'll stay. They will stay. You don't have to worry about it. Release your hands like ragdoll arms. Jump your hands to your shins. So you're below your knees and you're going to bring yourself up halfway. So you're creating an L shape with your body. We've created a bracket with our arms to support the upper body. This is a real good chance to straighten those legs out. I'll bet you can do it, that there's no bend in the knee here. My chair is real handy. So if for some of you, if the hands on the shins isn't really helping you very much, there you are right by your chair. Tuck your chin in. So the back of the head feels like it's in line with your spine. You're creating a tabletop with your back. Feel your toes. Now, can you lift your toes up off the floor? Spread your toes and lift them up so you're really onto the balls of the feet and your heels. Yep, and then drop your toes back down. Soften those knees quite a bit. Let your arms help carry you up. Palms will be together once we arrive. Inhale, exhale, bow. Inhale up, and exhale, take that circular movement all the way down. Great job. All right, let's come into our final relaxation time. So some of us are getting a second chair. We're setting up for our relaxation, our final Shavasana experience, what we all look forward to. Get a drink if you've got that handy. It's a good thing to stay hydrated. I'm going to stay off the screen here as you all settle into your Shavasana. You don't need to have any direction from me with the screen. So stay right with me as you settle in and find the comfort of your own particular situation. Some of you are about getting a little sweater or a wrap because we cool down. Our body is cooling down. And so it wouldn't be unusual at all that you sort of need a little layer. And be particular about how you set yourself up. I'll bet you're real good at this. You don't need me to tell you. But I just want to encourage you that you really find the what really feels good to you, what really feels nurturing to you. And I really encourage you, once you're settled, to start your final relaxation time with the use of a mantra. Breathing in and out, or belly rise. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, belly falls. So you know those kinds of things that you can keep your mind focused on the breath. And you can experience your breath more completely, that you're really feeling the inhale and the exhale complete itself. And you feel the movement of your belly, how your body moves when you breathe. So you're staying true to your practice till the very last minute. Keeping mind and body connected by way of the breath. Let the breath move through you any way that feels natural. So if you feel sometimes a pull that am I supposed to be breathing in and out of my nose, or that you get that starts to show up as a challenge, just let yourself breathe the way your body just naturally finds itself breathing, and you're paying attention to it. Feeling your belly rise and fall, and just using those words or some other words that you've chosen to keep yourself focused. It's a loving and compassionate way to approach your meditation time. It's a technique. I've just come to really appreciate knowing that these are simply techniques. It's not like there's a magic potion here. You find yourself softening your grip. Whatever your grip might be. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands, your feet. I'm reading today again from Journey to the Heart by Melody Beatty. It's a collection of daily meditations. This one is entitled Discover the Power of Vulnerability. A new kind of power will emerge from vulnerability. The more honest we are with ourselves and about how we feel and what we really think, the more power we will have. We may have once thought that being powerful meant not giving in to what we felt, what we thought, or who we really were. But that attitude didn't garner power for us. It caused life, the universe, us to continue creating situations that would help open our hearts, help us to feel, help us learn the lesson of vulnerability. The sooner we become honest with ourselves, the sooner we can be honest with others. The sooner we become honest with ourselves, the more quickly we'll grow and move on to a new place. Become vulnerable, at least with yourself. Be honest about what you think and how you feel. Write it, speak it, feel it, release it. Then you will know where to go, when to go. What you are to do next will emerge naturally, quietly, and clearly. Try being absolutely honest. Reveal your most private feelings to yourself. It's a new kind of power, a different kind of power. It is spiritual power, the power of opening the heart. Let's all take a breath in through the nose and exhale that out of the mouth with a sound of ah. Do a couple cleansing breaths like that. Big breath in and make a sound ah to clear that breath all the way out. One more time. All right, let's make sure our feet are on the floor. If you haven't done that, we need to get feet on the floor. We're no longer into the backrest of our chair. We're sitting better aligned, coming forward, feeling our feet to the ground and the length of our spine. Also bring yourself into the pelvis. I want you to feel that connection to the chair seat. Feel the balance right to left. Sit bones grounding you. All right, let's sync up our breath. Inhale, brings our hands up and overhead. Exhale, we bow to ourselves at the heart. Inhale, back up. And exhale as we share this beautiful, loving energy with our community. Let's share that. Hands come back to the prayer position. We bow to ourselves and we bow to one another. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me.